So let's talk about the FIFO queues. You've seen this in the console, but let's talk about them. This is a newer offering, and FIFO means first in, first out. And it's not available in all regions, so that's why we used US East 1 for this tutorial. The name of the queue must end in .FIFO, just to make it very clear that it is a FIFO queue. And it has a lower throughput. So it's up to 3,000 per second if you use batching, otherwise 300 messages per second. So why would you use FIFO queue? Well, the messages are processed in order, and that's why, hence the name, first in, first out. So that means that messages are processed in order, and the messages are sent exactly once. You cannot say a per message delay, you can set a queue level delay, and you have the ability to do deduplication in the queue using content. So you get a bit more option, it's a bit more tailored, so you can see the difference between standard queue. Standard queue, we were not guaranteed to have exactly once, and the order was not guaranteed either. But using FIFO queue, now we get guarantee on the order exactly once, and we're able to do deduplication. The deduplication interval is 5 minutes, and you can use something called duplication ID, and you're able to set message groups. I think these are a bit advanced, but basically it says to group messages in your FIFO queue, so that only one worker can be assigned at a time to your message group. So here is the diagram. The FIFO queue is here, and it receives messages in order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you can see that the messages come from the top, and they will just get queued at the end. And so the first message to be processed in this queue is then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and 5. So this is the whole idea of a FIFO queue. It's quite simple to reason about, but to get these extra guarantees, we have a slightly lower throughput. So FIFO queues, you won't be asked much about it at the exam, except we want to do stuff in order. How do we configure our SQS queue? The answer is use FIFO queue. But I want to show you just how we create in the UI, just so you get a strong idea of how they work. So now in the UI, I'm going to create a new queue. And this time I'll select a FIFO queue, and I'll name it my second queue.FIFO. And we have to end it with .FIFO. As you can see, the FIFO has a high throughput, but up to 300 messages per second or 3,000 messages per second if you use batching. And if you wanted to get a limit increase, you could always file a support request. You get first in, first out delivery. So this is kind of the same as my diagram. Exactly once processing. So that means that the message is processed exactly once. And this is nice because we don't get any duplicates. And so to ensure that the order is important, we need to have one consumer. And so this could be a use case for whatever application you're going through. Now let's go and configure that queue. We're able to set the exact same parameters as before, except now we get one more option called content-based deduplication. And so basically it's use a hash of the message to deduplicate on it. So you can just tick that box and you'll get automated content-based deduplication. You can always set a DLQ and server-side encryption. We'll go ahead and create that queue. And so now the only difference is that the name ends in .FIFO and the queue type is FIFO. We also have a content-based deduplication column. In this case, it's enabled. So that means that if we send twice the same message, it will be deduplicated. So let's have a look and send a message. We'll say hello FIFO. So hello FIFO right here. And we can set a message group ID, and this is required. So we'll just call it foobar. This is a bit advanced, so let's just call it foobar, send message. And now the message has been sent. Close it. Now we can see in messages available that in my FIFO there's one message. And now to demonstrate the message duplication, if I say hello FIFO again and use the message group ID foobar and send that message again, close it, turns out that that message was rejected by my FIFO queue. We still only have one message available because there was content-based deduplication and I exactly sent the same content. But obviously if I send another message right here, and use the same group ID and send that message, this time that message is going to be accepted and we have two messages available in the queue. Similarly, we're able to view messages and start polling. So we get our messages, we get a message deduplication ID on top of it and a sequence number, and we're able to just click on those and delete the messages. Yes, delete, check message, and we've consumed them. So apart from this little deduplication and group ID thing, they're the exact same concept as normal queues. Just remember, it needs to end with .FIFO, and it has a few more options such as content-based deduplication. So that's it for FIFO queues, just a slight introduction, but know about them before going to the exam, just the concept of what a FIFO queue is. And I will see you in the next lecture.